So first of all, I would like to ask you, how many of you would like to have the best people in your team? Raise your hand. Who are these guys over here? You know them. Football, soccer is one of the most multicultural sports on earth, you know? And these two guys were supposed to be like the best players on earth. But it happens that in the last World Cup, both of them lost very quickly in the first and second round of the tournament. So would it be enough to have like the best talent in your team, or there is something else? Let me ask you one question about this interesting and multicultural sport, which is how many times the player that scores more goals in a tournament like this ends up celebrating the championship with the team? How many percentage? More than 50, more than 70, more than 80? What do you say? It's actually less than 25%. So it's definitely not enough to have the best talent in order to be successful in this sport. Talent is very important, but there is something else. These two teams were the last winners of the World Cup, France and Germany. Do you notice something different between both of them? This is the most multicultural team on earth, okay? It has people from around 20 different nationalities, okay? So, and they end up having like the best team winning the World Cup this year, okay? But there is something more. It's not just about talent. It's also about leadership in the different lines and a culture that foster innovation, collaboration, and inclusion, right? That's what I call the TLC factor: talent, leadership, and culture. Well, or as a good friend told me, tender love and care, perhaps. But well, so I remember that when I was part of a pharmaceutical company as a CHRO of this company called Argan. You know Argan? You know, it's a box company. So they actually, one of the sales reps told me once, hey, do you know what people want? I said, please tell me. That's something very important for a CHRO. So, well, they said, well, what we want is three basic things: being treated correctly, being fairly compensated, and be part of something great. Basically, that's what we need. That's what we want. But it is not as easy as it sounds. That's why we do our work in order to create these three things, but there are many initiatives around them, right? So, let me give you, talking a little bit about leadership, a leadership lesson in 5 seconds. Are you ready? This is going to be interactive, okay? So leave anything that you have in your hands because you can get injured, okay? It's a 5 seconds leadership lesson, okay? Listen exactly to what I say, okay? Please, 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 please. Put your right arm in a vertical way, vertical way, vertical way, vertical, 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 vertical. Leadership lesson in 5 seconds. People do what they see the leader is doing, not what he's saying. Okay? So even if you are telling them, hey, come up early and start working very early and you go and play golf, forget about that. Because people do what they see the leader is doing, not what the leader is saying. So that's a basic leadership lesson. What is culture? Because we are going to talk about cultural differences and all that. So what is culture? We are here surrounded by HR experts. So what is culture? Please, raise your hand. Anyone? What is culture? Values? Yes, it's what we do. It's what we do exactly when the boss is not around. You know? This is a good definition they use. This is exactly what happens when we are attending a conference here. You know? What our team is doing at the office is exactly the culture that we have inside of our team. So culture is what we do, as you perfectly define it. Your name? Excellent. So, what's the difference between strategy, culture, and leadership? The strategy, culture, and leadership. Let me give you an example, okay? You know Napoleon? Not the wine, the general?
Yeah.
This guy, imagine this guy in a tent, about to attack Russia, okay? And imagine he was with the team defining the strategy. How I define a strategy is how to get from point A to point B, basically. But they were trying to define how many people, exactly how were they supposed to invade Russia. That's a strategy. Culture, everyone, all night long, marching at the same pace, 10 hours, very cold, no one quits. That's culture. Leadership, Napoleon at the front. Would it be the same if Napoleon was not at the front? Just imagine that. Napoleon stays in the tent. It's kind of cold and we prefer to stay here. Good luck, guys. Let me know if something goes wrong. And then they come back after a couple of days absolutely destroyed. hey, the strategy was the incorrect one. No. The leadership was incorrect and the strategy was okay. Because people do what they see the leader is doing and he quit. So they quit. Okay? So that's why, as Harvard Business Review published, I think that culture eats a strategy for breakfast.